Give your hands for the minister. Will say that, cinema will continue to reflect society. And you must understand that cinema is not a medium to show, in quotations, reality. Cinema will only show mythologies. Just like Karnan is a modern mythology, Yuddham Say is also a modern mythology. So, myths. Cinema's job is to create myths. Myths do not mean lies. Myths mean stories which are infused with social issues. Infused with social issues. It's like a coffee decoction, It's not the coffee seed.
Yes, sir. That is the point. That is the point I wanted to ask.
That is an infusion,
Yes.
It is not the real.
Yeah.
So therefore, when I see violence, say for example, she acted in Yuddham Say as a killer, as a murderer, Now, can you say that after the people saw my film, they went on killing people with axes?
அந்த மாதிரி டைரக்டா நான் சொல்லல சார். See, but there was so much of என்ன சொல்றது, அதுல ஒரு justice இருந்தது.
Well, that's it.
இருந்தது.
But it's a private justice. It's not legal justice.
இல்ல சார், there was
Justice means public, legal justice.
Yes.
Justice cannot be my justice, If I feel angry with this crowd, I can't go shooting at them,
Yeah, that is there. That is there.
So
but she had a reason to do that.
Fair enough. That's a private, however, it's private justice.
Yeah.
And cinema has always been endorsing private justice. Always. And therefore, please don't mind, madam, that in Indian cinema, there are only 3 villains. No. Next, you should come. You should moderate after this.
I was waiting for support.
So, Indian cinema will always be what I have referred to as a countercultural position. That is.
5 minutes, I'll say that. I like to see what's going on. Illa, ma'am, I think.
Yeah. That is, நாங்க என்ன சொல்ல வரோம்னா சினிமால வந்து எப்போதுமே ஒரு countercultural position it is taking. Yeah. Now what? No, as an audience, நீங்க as an இது volume. இல்ல முடிஞ்சல. Cinema has always played anywhere in the world the position of a countercultural agent. There is a culture. Cinema, there will always be a culture in society. And you please understand, the culture of any society is run by the people who are rich, who are powerful. And all culture is tuned to the adjustments and the standards of the rich and the powerful. It's anywhere. You don't have to be so angry about it. That is the world. That is the world. Because they are guiding the world's economics. And therefore, the cinema, which is basically addressing the so-called downtrodden, the underprivileged and the poor, because they are the first members of the audience who come and buy your tickets on a Friday afternoon. Who are the only people? Across the country, across the world, the first day, first show is seen by unemployed males. Whether you like it or not, they will have to come on the first day, first show. Because no working man has time to go on a first day, first show, The unemployed male goes. And therefore, I am not saying you have to play down your film. No, you be intelligent. You play your story with them, with their ideas. But the important thing is counterculture. That cinema has to spin the wheel of counterculture. And in that spinning, changes happen. Changes happen and revolutionary changes happen. For example, let me not go into cinema completely. Let me give you the world of arts. Okay, the so-called classical music arts. Do you know that until the 40s and the 50s, it was impossible for a woman to come on stage and sing. It was considered vulgar for a woman to come and perform on the stage, even classical music. And it took a lot of effort on the political people of India like Gandhi and such people to tell women, come out, you sing. My mother is one standing example here. She studied classical music and she went and performed on the stage. When she was a young girl, now that was considered revolutionary. But they will say, okay, நீங்க வந்து கல்யாணம் வர பாடுங்க, after marriage please sit at home. But at least women had that much time to come out and sing. then today which woman is going to sit at home? She will sing. But this was considered vulgar in the 50s. This is what I'm trying to say. The very same society which considered it vulgar, today considers it progressive. And why? Because the platform is for counterculture.
Sir, another point same point I'm coming back to. I got married in 84. So when I got married into a very conservative family, they thought, after all, you are a woman. Your place is inside the kitchen. I was not even allowed to come out of the front door, you know. It was that bad. But now, my in-laws watch my films. They respect me for what I am. So there is so much of change which has happened.
Absolutely.
Okay, but my only, see, we have come a long way. We have come a long way. It has been like, relay mari. We have to carry it forward to the next generation. But this has to continue in a healthy manner, and adoda true sense nama enjoy pannona. There has to be a sense of responsibility. That is the only thing I am talking about, sir. And the dignity, and the self-esteem, and the self-respect. And the line engeyo redatha nama cross pannittu irukoma.
Na enna solluvena, I will say, leave that responsibility to the audience. Leave it to them. They are the best judges. Because when you are making a film, you are so angry about some issue sometime, and you might overstep somewhere, and you release it in the audience, and you find they have responded to you. Actually, they liked your overstepping. So that means they are saying you are responsible enough. This much overstepping was necessary. And if your overstepping was considered too much, then the audience themselves will reject the films.
And sir,
yes,
powerful. It is actually, pen is very powerful. Cinema is also very powerful.
Yeah, I'm saying everything is powerful today. The internet is powerful.
Should we not have that responsibility also?
See, I'm saying, I'll tell you, no filmmaker ever goes out to make an irresponsible film. Is it possible that 5 of us will get together and say, come, let's make a bad movie now? They all think they are making good films. They all think they are making, seriously, they all think they are making good films. And it is left to the audience to decide whether it was a good film or not. Leave it to them. A filmmaker cannot plan to make a good film. The responsibility, see, ultimately when you are, especially cinema, when you are working with a big collective of directors, writers, actors, automatically you have to be responsible. Because the actor also, that actor's reputation is at stake. The sound recorder's reputation is at stake. I'll tell you recently an example. There is a film which I loved very much, a film called Counterculture. It's a wonderful work. It has got violence, everything. But when you see the film and the way he has choreographed the violence in the movie, it is brilliant. Just like Mishkin, the way he choreographs his violence. It is just brilliant. So what has he done? He has used the art form of cinema to create that decoction. It is not violence. It is the decoction of violence. It is not the coffee seed, but the infusion of violence and the poetic way in which these people deal with it. Now, when this film, Aranyakandam, producer is S.P. Balasubramaniam's son, Charan, right? And for this fellow's voice, Jackie Shroff's voice, they thought they'll get by SPB to do the voice, And SPB, when he came and saw the film, and SPB said, Seri, neenga panniyachu, ana indha padathukku na voice kudukka maten. That is fair enough. I think I respect SPB. Because he said, this does not come within my zones of responsibility. Probably for my son and the director, it is responsible. For me, it is not coming. So he stepped out and got somebody else to dub for Jackie Shroff. But that film is a wonderful piece of film. It's a wonderful piece of film. So, whether people will go to see the film and then go fight outside, I think that is complete conjecture. It will, because that is, everybody knows when they go to see a movie, that is not reality. That is fiction.
Sir, if you example cite pannella, adamari, suppose if I am offered a role, okay, if I'm asked to deliver a dialogue where I feel it is little demeaning or womanhood or respect illada mari irukna, I would definitely react. I would say I would not do it.
Minister will be launching the paper and received by Mr. Hariharan and Ms. Lakshmi and actor Ashok Kumar. People, this is the launch of Doorstep done by Honorable Minister of Tourism, Ms. Gokula Indra, Actor Lakshmi, Actor Ashok Kumar, Mr. K. Aguirre and Mr. R. Sridharan. And this is how the max paper would be. It would be like a magazine with the design of a cult magazine type. We are happy to have the minister on stage. We would like to have mic to given to the minister to speak few words, please.
Yes, because this is the situation that we didn't have earlier. I didn't have earlier. So that's what I said there, and I like to be sit along with you and watch the views what they are talking. I don't know anything about the field. I'm only the cinema viewer. One thing I like to inform you. Before 1 year, maximum of the movies on the first day, the second show, I was the viewer. So that is the thing I like to wish you, and this is the first initiation that Doorstep. I congratulate to all the who created this book. As a tourism minister, I'll inform you, I'll help you in all the regard for the circulation and movement of this book. So I like to let them continue the hottest topic that, but there is one thing in the short time as their, what is the discussion now we, the women section, we have grown up very well because from the cinema field, now the Honorable Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu is the greatest lady, and she was a greatest cinema actress, her mother. Now she is making the very good administration in Tamil Nadu. That is the following, we are the cadres for her to support in our administration. So I like cinema. I like to be a viewer and sitting and watching the cinemas because it is the great stress relieving moment for all the viewers. Thank you very much for the invitees once again, and you continue that views and the discussion will be going on.
Thanks for the words, ma'am. Thanks for the comment. People, give the hands for. Give your hands, people.
I won't take long. It's a Saturday. I want you guys to enjoy your weekend. There's a nice discussion that's going on. There's a nice discussion that's going on, and I guess we could continue with that. At the outset, I would like to wish all my Tamil friends here a very happy Tamil New Year. My Malayali buddies a very happy Vishu. All the North Indian folks here a very happy Baisakhi and the good spirit of oneness that we all celebrate here. Baki bas, I mean, what do I say? Impact of art on art on society. One very small little experience I could share is, I was invited by Mr. Prasanna Venkatesh here today. I know him through, I'm meeting him in person today. And I know him through Facebook, which is a social networking site. And through a social networking site, he has an artist who's come for the event. So invariably, you can still see a little correlation between art and society. Art by itself is one big, huge cuddle. I mean, you have so many varied forms of art. You performing arts, acting, dancing, singing, martial arts, or fine arts, paintings. And all of these have their own little influence in our lives. A painting can actually give you a lot of hope. Apart from all the negative sides, everything has two sides to the coin. Considering the discussion, I guess I would just like to briefly say, just as beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder, so does vulgarity. And I like the point that Hari and Sir made, that let's leave the responsibility finally up to the audience, where I felt we need to be responsible in making good cinema, but what is good and what is bad is very subjective. I mean, I would like probably a film which my amma would say, "Enada idella oru padama." So it's the way in which we are looking at films. Because I'm a Thiruvayur paiyan, but I finished my education up in Bombay. Mudichittu na inga gramathu padangalla pandra. I finished a film called Vaanam Parthu Seemaile. I didn't have the slightest idea that I would probably be wearing a veshti, speaking Mudugaluttur slang and all, which was a great experience for me as an actor. Amma atta na the padam paaka solrappo modalle I knew what her outlook towards the film would be, and it's like it's a raw film. It's not for my orientation I guess I would do a city subject very well because I'm brought up in an environment like that, but as an actor I get the opportunity to live different lives. I can be a doctor without struggling for those many years of studying. I can be an engineer, I can be a teacher on the road as well, all in a span of a film. I guess the best part is about cinema or any art form, the success is when it touches our lives somewhere, somehow. A film that can make me cry well is a satisfying film. Entertainment doesn't really mean just nonsensical comedy at the end of it. Any film that touches one of the 9 rasas in me, man, this film made me cry here. That's an awesome comedy film here. You know, there are different genres in cinema. I guess it's like an open bazaar and the audience can choose which film you want to watch. You go to a multiplex, you see different films of different genres being presented. An audience has the right to decide, macha na 120 ruwa endha padathu kudukuradhu. Okay, so at the end of it, art by itself, we can never decide what is good and what is bad. What is good according to me may be bad according to someone else. We spoke about how in Western countries, even if there's vulgarity which is so profound, I would say probably if ஒரு நிமிஷம் இங்க பார்க்காதீங்க, ஒரு நிமிஷம் இப்ப பார்க்காதாலும் பாப்பா சரிங்களா? இப்ப if you are bare open, you probably lose the interest on, and this is a point that I take from Hariharan's point of his sexuality. Okay, and it's all about how you look at things. It's all about our perspective of how we look at things. The impact of art on society. Very briefly, in fact, when I finished my 10th standard, I had a choice whether I had to take arts, commerce or science. And I envy the youth today that they have a lot more options to pursue what they want to. And my obvious choice was arts, which explains my love towards physics, chemistry and biology, which made me refrain from science. Commerce, I'm still bad at it because I don't get my payments right from my producers even today. I need to fight for it. And most importantly, in context with what we are here today, when Prasanna called me, he told me, Ashok, we would like to invite you for an event. It's called Doorstep and it's a maths paper. I said, Macha, maths allam vittu evlo time aachu macha, maths பத்தி ஏதோ சொல்றான் இப்ப. You know, அது விடணும்னா first of all I took up arts. It's more fun loving. I studied at St. Xavier's College, which helped me propagate my interests. And then he said, no, it's not a maths paper, it's a mags paper, which by itself is, I guess, one little USP. I see the piece in ma'am's hand, I touched it, lovely texture, lovely colors. It's, as you said, I think the USP is that it's neither a newspaper, neither a magazine, nor a magazine, and it's a good blend of it. I wish you and the entire team behind this all the very best in this venture. And God bless, give me a copy every fortnight. Thanks, buddy.